Welcome back. The Middle East crisis has plunged many countries and markets into turmoil. Petrol prices have spiked in South Africa, and Eswatini is expected to follow suit. The COMESA Competition and Consumer Commission's Chief Executive, Dr. Willard Mwemba, warned that the conflict will have widespread ripple effects, and those include significant increases in the cost of farm inputs across the region. We now turn to the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Sydney Simelane, to discuss what local farmers should expect and how these developments may impact local food production as well as national food security. A very good afternoon. Thank you so much, Mgudi, for making time. We always appreciate speaking to you. Maybe setting the stakes. We are seeing the conversation around fuel prices. It is a reality in South Africa. It's still a conversation here at home. But also warnings now of higher farm input costs across the region. From your vantage point, just how serious is this moment for Eswatini's agricultural sector?
Thank you so much, Mguni, for this opportunity to address Maswati on what is likely to happen as a result of the US-Iran war. I just want to start by saying that there is definitely going to be a huge impact, especially because the Strait of Hormuz has been shut down. That will have a lot of impact in our agriculture. The first thing that we will observe is that there will be soaring fertilizer prices because most of our fertilizer comes from South Africa, which South Africa imports from a number of countries, including Saudi Arabia, China, and a few others. But we want to specify that around 30 to 40% of these fertilizers come through the Strait of Hormuz. So we will definitely be affected by this. Fertilizers are of a very heavy nature, so the best way to transport them would be through ships. And once this Strait of Hormuz is shut down, then definitely we will have problems with that. I just want to highlight that the impact will be caused by that. There will be a shortage of supply. There will be a price shock. Maswati will realize that very soon the price of fertilizer will go up. This is very sad because as a result of that, we will have reduced fertilizer applications in our crops. Farmers will tend to say they are saving and use less fertilizers. And as a result, the impact will be that the yield will be far too low compared to what they would have got if they used the right amount of fertilizers. So that is one big problem we will face. And then this obviously will be then a threat to food security as well. We are at a stage as, for instance, Minister of Agriculture, where we are not looking at food security, but we are looking at food sovereignty, which simply means that we want to be able to produce everything for every food that we consume from the country. Now, this is definitely hampering the efforts of the ministry because there will be shortage of fertilizers. And if they are available, the prices will escalate to a level whereby farmers will not be able to afford them. Having said that, this will also create a situation that will tighten profit margins for our farmers. Once that happens, farmers will feel squeezed. They may decide that they are not doing farming anymore, and that will further impact on the food sovereignty that we are talking about. Some other important aspects would be that, for instance, the economy will suffer. If you are aware, as we speak right now, the agriculture industry or sector contributes 7% to our GDP. If agriculture is affected, then definitely the economy will be affected. The food prices will shoot up, and that will increase inflation. and as well as high fuel and transport costs, those you cannot separate from agriculture because agriculture consumes lots and lots of fuels. And then again, I want to say that 70% of eMaswati rely on agriculture. Subsistence farming is very, very common in the country. People eat what they grow, even though it is not at a commercial scale. Now, those are problems that will be faced by the country as a result of this challenge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's quite concerning and very frustrating. You mentioned specifically fertilizer as a specific input that is going to be, of course, affected the most. What about the others? There's, fuel, there's seeds, there's transport as well, which are all part of the value chain there. Are they exempt from this whole situation? But also, I do want to ask, because I'm picking up from your language that you're saying farmers will, as if it's something that's approaching. Is that the case? Are we already seeing early signs of that strain locally, or it's an impact that is still approaching, Mnguni?
Thank you, Mnguni. It is an impact that is still approaching. It's a situation that we will face shortly in the country. As you can see right now, especially in Mbabane, vehicles are queuing in filling stations trying to get fuel. This is just a spillover of maybe the real shock that is still to come. But we are quite clear that the situation will worsen as long as if we have no easy access to the fertilizers that we use to obtain from the countries that I've mentioned earlier on. Fuel is definitely a key component in agriculture. We run tractors, we run heavy plant equipment to clear up bushes and forests. There's a lot that we do with fuel. Even some machinery that we use, such as for milling purposes, they use fuel. And that is a big problem for us as a Minister of Agriculture. We are really hoping that at some point in time, there will be a relief because we are looking at alternatives as well. That if this situation persists in the Middle East, what are we going to do in order to save the lives of eMaswati and to make sure that they are still able to provide themselves with food? So it is a hard-hitting reality, especially the fertilizers that are based on nitrogen. Those ones are a big challenge for us, and those are the common ones. I want to say that with the impact of climate change, we are somehow forced in a corner to make sure that we use efficient agricultural processes to produce food. And as a result, we were hoping that we will be able to improve our fertilizers, improve our seeds, so that they catch up with the climate change-induced conditions. But otherwise, we are concerned for the farmers. We will be reporting this to Cabinet as well, just to make sure that government is fully aware of the challenges that we are likely to face. This is a concern for the coming planting season. So around September, October, the impact will be felt, and as a matter of fact, some people may decide not to plant or grow crops at all.
Mnguni, I mean, I think you've been frank on the very fact that no one is exempt here. The smallholder farmer is going to feel the shock. The commercial farmer is going to feel the shock. Even subsistence farming is feeling this shock if nothing really happens. But I think the most comforting thing is that you are saying you are looking at solutions as government. Just take us through, what kind of solutions those are. Are they coming in the form of subsidies? Are they coming in the form of input support or strategic reserves? Just briefly.
Thank you. It's a very difficult situation because if you're looking at it from the point of view of subsidies, they require resources. And at this point in time, we have just finished our budgets. Funds have been allocated, and as a matter of fact, we understand that the ministry's budget has been actually cut down because of non-availability of resources, which we understand as a ministry. Now that such situations occur, it really becomes a problem for the country. But the alternative solutions that one was referring to would include things like sourcing fertilizers from different parts of the world. The difficulty with that is there has to be specific arrangements before you can actually start buying. These arrangements include the testing of the fertilizers to make sure that it will be suitable for our soils, suitable for our crops. For instance, if we buy the fertilizers from South America, if I may put it like that, in places like Argentina and Brazil, we are likely to get the deals sorted out over a couple of months, and that could be too long for us to be able to then buy the fertilizers and make sure that they work for a Maswat. So we are running right now as we speak because these challenges need to be sorted out quickly. And we want to make sure that we find these alternatives as soon as possible so that we don't end up with a situation whereby the country runs out of food.
Nguni, thank you so much for your time. I suppose as newsrooms across the country, and certainly as a Maswat, we are groaning in anticipation. And as you said, this is something that is urgent. We are waiting for statements or memos coming from the ministry to really see, what you have been able to get for these farmers in terms of these things that you're saying you're starting to look into in terms of interventions. Thank you so much for your time. P.S. from the Ministry of Agriculture, speaking to what measures the ministry is trying to get in terms of intervening